And so these are my bonus next level things that I'm going to talk to you about. And I'll tell you that if you can add these 4 things on top of what we just talked about, you're going to be in an amazing place. Okay. So the 4 things I told him, I said, number 1, every single one of my clients, every single one of my competition clients, they have a deadline. They have a date that they cannot change and they cannot manipulate. Okay. How many times have you said, okay, by my birthday, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, right? Or by 4th of July, or by Halloween, or whatever it is, or by, March, if you're starting in January. How many times have you set a date and you set it yourself, but then you're starting to go and you're like, yeah, I'm going to push it back another month. Or, I didn't work out this month, so I'm going to say April now, right? Or instead of spring break being shaped by spring break, I'm going to push it back to Easter, right? Or, I'm going to push that back to the end of school or summertime or whatever it is, right? We've all done that, right? So, every single one of my clients that make these radical transformations, they all have a deadline that they cannot change and they cannot manipulate. So that's number 1, okay? Number 2, and this is a big one, they have fear, okay? They have fear of a few things. They have fear of being that odd man out, right? They have the fear of being that Facebook meme, right? Where they're on stage and they look like they don't belong. They have this crazy amount of fear, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be that person on stage. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that lady on stage that everybody's like, ooh, who let them compete, right? So they have the fear of that, right? They have the fear of looking bad amongst their peers, right? It could be, their friends that are also competing, or it could be the people that are going to be at the show. But they have that fear of not looking the way they feel they need to look. Okay. That's a very, very important thing. Okay. And that fear is what drives them. That fear is what makes them work. That fear, right? Knowing that they can't change the date, right? And you add the fear together. Now that makes somebody bust through barriers. Sometimes the fear of embarrassment is all you need to really get through that quitting point. Cause you're like, there's no way. There's no way, right? When that cheeseburger is there, right? Like that, it happens, right? Now, I'm not just talking about fear in a vacuum, right? Because it needs to have all 4 of these things, okay? Just can't have fear, okay? Because not all fear is healthy fear, but this is the healthy kind of fear when you put it together with a deadline, okay? The other thing is, the third thing that all of these clients have is they were all part of a community, right? So as you know, I just told you I had 11 clients that are all there, right? That are all competing together. And these 11 clients, in a sense, started their journey about the same time. They went through, Zoom sessions together. They went through posing class together. If I have clients that are online, we get to connect with each other through Zoom and we get to see each other's faces. We're in a chat community where we can chat back and forth. We're in this community where we can chat back and forth. Okay. In my app, I actually have a competitor group where all of my competitors can sit there and talk to each other. So they have a community where they're being supported, right? They have a community where they're understood. Hey, look, there's going to be people who have competed in shows who are just there to help, that are in the community to help out, or there's going to be people that are in the shows that are doing it for the first time, just like you, right? But they all have that community of people that they can either look up to, get knowledge from, or say, you know what, I'm not the only person going through this. There's other people that are also struggling, but they're deciding that they're going to push forward. So you know what, I'm going to push forward as well. Okay. And the fourth thing that all of these clients had that I told my coach, the fourth thing was that they were actually being a part of a real event. Okay. They were actually a part of something that was bigger than them, that was bigger than the coach, that was bigger than their team. Okay. It was actually a real deal thing where other people from outside of our community were going. Okay. And it was a real thing. And in fact, it should be, it's a real event when you get really nervous about committing to it. Okay. If you're super nervous about committing to it, that's about the right level of that's about probably a good thing. Okay, if you're nervous about hitting that enter button and your finger is just shaking because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to do this, right? That's about the type of event that you want to do. Okay, if it's really easy for you to commit, chances are it's going to be really easy for you to quit. Okay, but if it scares you and the idea of doing this event scares you, then you know what? It's probably about the right level. Okay.